And Killian's name meant sickly and failing. So while in Moab, you find Elimelech dies, Killian died as well. And so Ruth was determined to go back home. Because that has to be tough to deal with. Your husband and your sons die. So Naomi was encouraging them to go back because there could be no redemption. They couldn't bring forth children. She had no other son that she can have substitute, to bring forth sons to the sons who passed away. There was no kinship redeemer available through Naomi. So she told them if she was to get married, although she was too old for it, you gonna wait? They'll be old by the time those sons. But anyway, it's too late. So it seems. So we find Naomi seeking to convince the young women to go back and go back to your people, go and serve your gods and be happy. Some like that fairy tale, be happily ever after. But we find something so different. Because when it came to Ruth, whose name actually means she's a friend. So when it came to Orpah, she kissed her mother-in-law goodbye. But there was something about Ruth that I'd like to just share with you, and hopefully we'll get a glimpse of how to follow. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. How to follow. How to follow. Because throughout the Old and New Testament, there are different ways that words were translated regarding following. Y'all follow me? In the book of Numbers, there's this word that's translated like akah. And it says, has followed me fully. Like literally, it says, follow, fulfilled after me. That makes sense. In the book of Amos, you'll find this word called radaf. And it means to pursue. Now, if I say somebody followed me, how are they following me? Are they in pursuit, like they really want to catch up to me? Or did they fully give themselves to following? Or you just follow me, just la, la, la. You know what I'm saying? Did you follow my advice? Well, not to the T. You get the idea? I ain't follow fully. I heard what you said, but I didn't really fully follow. You get that? And I can go on, but I think you get the idea. So now let's look at this other word in Judges. All right? And this is one I really like and I want to talk about. Because it says dabek. It's another word that's translated to follow. But this one says to cause to cleave to. It's to follow hard after. Y'all follow that? You ever notice the baby or a young toddler when they want to go with their mother? How do they do it? They cleave. And they don't want the mother to even really get out of their sight. They follow hard after. So let's look at Ruth for a moment. Naomi said to Ruth, "Look, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Return after your sister-in-law." But Ruth said, "Entreat me not to leave you. Don't ask me to leave you." How many of you who call yourself following the right way try to dodge the right way? Come on. Yeah, I'm walking right. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But how many of us are really following it? He said, "Entreat me not to leave you or to turn back from following after you." Don't tell me to go away. See, this Moabite woman followed. Let me not get ahead of myself. Listen. All right. She said, "For wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God." Keep it right there. Ruth did something. She detached herself from everything she had. She gave up her lodging place. She gave up her heritage amongst her people. And she denounced all of her gods. She said, "I will give up everything to follow you. Everything that you are, I will be." Let me say that again. All that you are, I will be. See, there's a place that God began to speak to our hearts. Say, "God, whatever you want me to do, wherever you want me to go, whatever, I'll give up everything to follow you." Now, a lot of folk fight when it comes to telling them to give up certain things. who do you think you are to tell me to give up? She said to Naomi, don't ask me not to go with you. There was something inside of her that moved her to say, where you going is where God wants me to be. Oh my God. You got to understand the gift of God. Oh, hello, somebody. How to follow. This is following hard after somebody. And look, and there's more. Watch this. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. See, hold it right there. There has to have been something in Naomi that she poured into Ruth. And so she got the greater that's in me. Come on. Yeah. Than what's in the world. I'll give up everything because of what you have poured into me. Because he said, I'm going to follow you. The sun was gone, but I'm going with you. There's something about your God that's moving me in his direction. You hear that? See, a lot of folk don't understand the power of prayer. We think sometimes praying is a lame thing. But no, prayer is a thing that gives strength to your bones. That gives strength to your legs, your body, your mind, your spiritual well-being comes through praying. And when you pray right, you follow right. You look at the person who's not following right, they're not praying right. I'm going to say that again because somebody may not believe it. See, if you're praying right and God is messaging you, he will tell you the way to go. Let me say that again. If you're praying right, you'll get messages from God. How to walk and which path to walk on and what to follow or who to follow. So why did Orpah go and Ruth stay? Mixed messages. See, Ruth got a message to go with Naomi at all costs. See, when you begin to serve God, it's at all costs. Nothing else matters but his will. Because God has something in store for you. And although you say yes to it, you got to commit to it. Because a lot of us will witness, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're telling the truth. But are you living that truth? Come on, Bishop. Because at some point, that foolishness that we hold on to, come on, you got to make a comparison. Let me look at. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this? There's no comparison. So she said, entreat me not to leave you. Why? What on the inside moved her? I said, I'm going with you. You heard that, right? Because he says, where you die, I will die. And there will I be buried. You heard that? I'm going with you all the way. There's very few people that make up their mind to go with you all the way. I'm going to tell you why I say that. Some people be on your side to try to knock you off your track so they can take over where you left off. Y'all didn't hear that. Let me get with you. Let me see. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna set them up about right there. I'm going to set him up about right there. Well, he looked like he getting sick. And I'll be able to take over when he die. Well, I may help the situation out. Hello? Y'all heard what I said. See, but Ruth didn't have that in mind. Where you go, I'm going to go. Because there's something about you. There's something about you that I got to follow. You're not going to get rid of me. I'm going to be right there. Right? And the Lord do so to me and more also, if anything but death. The only way I'm not going to follow you is if I die. Come on. That's what you told us. That's a hard follow. Now, I'm about done. And let me tell you what her dedication did. When you follow like that, you know who came through her? King David. Oh, you're not hearing me. She was a Moabite. See, Ruth and Boaz had Obed. And Obed had Jesse. And Jesse had David. Hold up. Let me introduce the problem. Ruth's future looked bleak. You follow? She lost her husband. She went back with Naomi. They had nothing. But she decided to glean. They were poor. And some of us won't follow because we think we're too poor. What am I going to get out of it? But if you're following God, hello, somebody. What is it going to do for me? What I'm getting from it. See, some of us won't stay. We're not strong. What we going to get out of this? When she came back home with Ruth, with Naomi, she got out there and got in the fields and started gleaning so she can help feed her mother-in-law. You hear me? I'm good. Y'all heard that, right? She started gleaning. Ruth didn't follow her for wealth. She didn't follow her for riches. But there was something else inside that moved it. Do you ever imagine just following God regardless of the cost? I'll give up everything to follow God because there's nothing in the everything that I could ever get that can compare to what God can give. I hope this makes sense to somebody. So she left everything that she could have had to follow something that she knows she could get. You heard that? So there was a relative. There was somebody in the family that could be a kinship redeemer. But he wasn't the very next of kin. But he asked the next of kin because Naomi told Ruth what to do. Because once Boaz found out that Ruth was doing what he was doing for Naomi, he told his men to leave her some stuff from the field because it was his fields. But they became her fields. You follow? She was working right where. See, nothing you do for God is coincidence. You heard that? Nothing you do for God is coincidence. And I say, for some reason, this thing is really piercing my heart. Because oftentimes it looks so dark, dreary. It looks ugly. Nothing is going to come to pass that's worth anything. But when you devote yourself to following God, you can never lose. Because you look at this woman, she ended up with this man that was super well off. He was rich. How do you come from poverty to being a grandmother of a king? But not just a king, but the King of Kings. See, when you got a hard follow for God, there's a great blessing for you. Exactly. Bless God. When you follow God in such a way, I'm willing to give up everything. Listen to me. There's no job, there's no position, there's no nothing that's greater than me trusting God. There's no position, there's nothing in this world that's greater than me trusting God. I'm going to say that again. And people will call you stupid and dumb for trusting God. What have you gotten by trusting your way? Right. Where have you gone? What have you achieved by being stiff-necked and stubborn and hard-headed? Let me say that again. Where have you gotten? The people that you follow, the advice that you take from people that say, don't follow that person and that person, how happy are you in you? If I was you, I'll go this way. How happy are the people that say they're rich? Yeah, money will buy them cars. It's nice to have a trend. Oh, you get a house. Yeah, you got all that, but what are you really happy deep down inside? Because people put on this fake persona. I watch people who try to get close to people who they think could lead them to greatness. The only one who can make you great is God. He's the one to follow. So Ruth followed Naomi back to the land of Israel. And you know what she did? She became great. Because she said, your God is going to be my God. And I'll say, my God is awesome. My God is an awesome God. My God has done things for me that I would have never imagined that he could do or he would do. And it feels like there's so much more. So there's nothing that I can ask for or want. And let me just say it like this. There are things that I went after that didn't do me no good. It seemed good. It seemed all right at the time. Wrong. So let me just say like Ruth. I encourage you to study Ruth. Why? So you know how to follow. God bless you.